Hi everyone, welcome to our video on Codebase Genius. Before we dive in, let's introduce ourselves. We are Team Future Gen, Sahan, Nadun, Saneru and Aditya. But first, a quick question for you. Have you ever heard of the Jac programming language? Jac is a powerful evolution of Python, designed for developers building AI-first applications at scale. With AI construct deeply embedded, high-level abstractions for cloud infrastructure and a clean modular design, it accelerates development while managing complexity under the hood.
Digging through a GitHub repo is like finding a needle in a haystack. You spend hours scrolling through files, chasing functions, and trying to guess how everything fits together, instead of actually building something. Why waste hours digging through unfamiliar code? Let AI handle it, faster and smarter than a human. That's why we built Codebase Genius, to make your life easier and your workflow smoother. Our primary objective is to create an agentic system that accepts a GitHub repository URL and produce quality Markdown documentation. The system should be particularly effective for repositories written in Python and Jac. Also, it can handle any language, making it universal. A key feature will be the automatic generation of the visual diagrams to represent Codebase's structures and flow. Codebase Genius does two basic things: clone any GitHub repository locally, generate an interactive step-by-step tutorial to help you navigate even the most complex codebase with multiple folders and files. Sounds like a huge time saver, right? Here is the basic architecture. In front-end layer, we use Streamlit web interface to interact with the user. There, you have to give two simple inputs: your GitHub repository URL and the local file path where to clone the repo. Then in the AI processing layer, we have a supervisor, the worker who acts as an AI agent, and the three nodes: repo mapper, code analyzer, and doc journey. You can find more detail about those in future slides. Jac language is used to code the backend. We use the git clone server, a built-in function in Jac language, to clone the GitHub repository to the local computer. Our LLM is Gemini 2.5 Flash. We use the Jac language database, another built-in function offered by the Jac language, as our local database to maintain persistence. This means that when you provide a repo, it first checks whether it has already been generated. If it has, it's written the tutorial instantly. The Jac database makes it super easy to give that memory to your Codebase Genius. Finally, you can find the project overview and the tutorial chapters in the web interface, and even can download it. Let's see the high-level workflow of the AI processing layer. You can provide the repository URL and local path as inputs to the supervisor through the web interface. The supervisor has a function to check whether the tutorial has already been generated or not. As I mentioned earlier, this is done with the help of the local database. If the tutorial exists, it will display the existing tutorial in the web interface. If not, it will clone the URL to the specified local repository path, connects to the root, and build a node called Repo Mapper. Repo Mapper has a function to check for the README file, and if it exists, it retrieves a summary. Another function filters and selects only the useful files. Next, the supervisor generates the code analyzer node. This node has a function to extract the code base from the filtered folder structure. Using another function, it identifies abstractions in the code base.
The next function determines the relationships among these abstractions, and the final function arranges the chapters or abstractions according to these relationships. Then the worker, our supervisor, generates the last node, docjourney. One function in docjourney drafts chapters that includes key concepts, key features, a high-level explanation, a mermaid graph to describe complex use cases, and examples for each abstraction. Another function generates an overview of the tutorial. Finally, it compiles the tutorial in Markdown formats. And that's it. Your complete detailed tutorial is ready. You can view and download it from the web interface. These are the main highlighted features of our project. Tutorials are saved in the Jac server database. As I mentioned before, if the same tutorial is requested again, it won't call a new LLM. Instead, it will fetch from the database, which increases the efficiency. We use specific tools and React mode. This is universal, which means this is compatible with any programming language or platform. This shows how the nodes are connected to the root while a tutorial is generating. This is how it looks like when the second tutorial is generating after the first tutorial is generated. Without further delay, let's see how it's works. You can give the GitHub URL and the local path here, then click generate tutorial button. Okay, a message pop up saying the running supervisor worker on Jac backend. Okay, we have to wait some time until it finishes generating the tutorial. Until then, by the way, just a quick reminder. Language is not a barrier here. It's not only Jac and Python. JavaScript, C, C++, or anything else, our system works seamless with any programming language. Okay, after some time, message says tutorial generated. Let's go to the tutorial page here where you will find the full documentation. An overview is automatically generated and with summaries of each file in your GitHub repository. See, all the important details are gathered in one place. You can simply go through each file and see how simple and well organized it is. At the bottom, you will find the download tutorial button, which lets you download the entire documentation as a Markdown file. Okay, here it is, right? Let me show another example. This project was coded in Python and you can see it works just the same as the previous example. In our GitHub repository, there is a folder called Generated Tutorial. Inside it, you can find the sample tutorials we have generated and README files we have downloaded. For the future, we are planning some exciting upgrades to make our platform smarter and easier to use. We will add multimodal support by integrating GPT-4, Claude, and other elements so we can compare results and get the best insight for you. We are also improving validation by checking repository URLs, local paths, code quality, and even API rate limits. Real-time interactive Q&A will let users get instant code explanations through conversational AI, and tutorials will include commit threads and discussion sections to keep things collaborative. Plus, we are adding a voice tutorial feature. Just describe what you want and it creates the tutorial for you. Finally, we are scaling our database to handle thousands of cache tutorials, making everything run smoother for everyone. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this interesting.